Cody White back deep for Seattle. And we are underway in week 2 of the preseason. This is White. And he's taken down at the 20-yard line. Drew Lock leads the Seahawks offense onto the field in his 8th NFL season.
And Drew Lock, he's had some success in the NFL, and what I really like is he understands his role. He understands that Sam Darnold is the guy, but when I step in, I need to be equally as productive as Sam Darnold, make some of the plays, but we know that it's going to revolve around this run game. So let's take a look at what happens in the run game and then the play action off of it.
There's to Cartier Wright as the Seahawks start from the 21, and Wright gains 4 on first down.
And take a look at last year's offensive ranks: points per game, 3rd, top 10 in pass yards a game, and then rush yards a game. And there's Jackson Smith and Jigba. A guy like Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's going to win all the one-on-one battles.
Lock throws on second down, and it's complete. It's Cody White. The Seahawks move the chains, pick up a first down out to the 33.
Yeah, and to expand on what I was referencing with Jackson Smith and Jigba, as soon as you can establish the run game, it forces the defenses to now bring that extra man in the box. And when you do that, Sam Darnold, he's been really good in the play action, understanding when he's going to get the one-on-ones outside of Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's when you get the production, and it throws that defense out of whack.
On first down, this is Wright up the middle. Gain of 3 out to the 36.
See already that they want to establish that inside running game. And I really like that because it's the old school smash mouth. You're starting to see a lot of teams get back to it. You know, about 3-4 years ago, we were talking about the spread offense, and they were going quick, and they talked about basketball on grass, and now you're bringing it back to this old school ground and pound, and then you open up the pass game from there.
Lock swings it out. This is Velus Jones. There is a flag. Clete Blakeman, our referee tonight.
Here's the contact. Defense number 38. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that's Tony Adams coming out of the game now. Oh, nope, going back in. There's Robert Saleh, head coach, and really liked our interview with him. Really enjoyed it. Right? He seemed like a guy that learned from that first head coaching experience with the Jets. Now he's bringing some of that over. Brought Brian Dable, offensive coordinator.
This is Jones out of the backfield. You talk about the Seahawks run game. Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker now in Kansas City. Zach Charbonnet scored 12 touchdowns last season, working his way back from injury.
Yep. Yeah, you see those guys, and we'll talk about that run game. And Robert Saleh, just want to go back because he's actually going to be calling the defensive plays this season. He's not doing it right now. Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator, is calling those plays. But he said he wants to feel connected again to the players, going again that scheme and understanding what it feels like and put on the pressure points for the defense.
Velus Jones once again on 2nd and 5. Stopped a yard shy of the marker.
Yeah, Kenny, you mentioned the running game. They're missing Zach Charbonnet, but they've been very impressed with Jadarian Price. They've been impressed in the run game, but also he's been very special in the passing game as well. Sam Darnold believes he's going to be a threat on creating these one-on-one mismatches with defensive ends, with linebackers and safeties in the passing game, and that's only going to open it up for Jackson Smith and Jigba on the offense.
He's impressed in practice, did not play last week. We do not expect to see Price tonight. Elijah Arroyo, second-year tight end from your alma mater. University of Miami picks up a first.
Yeah, so we're going to watch him go in motion, and it's pretty easy when you look at the defense, and they're right now trying to play man. Linebacker has to go through the coverage, can't get there, and then Arroyo is just going to race down the sideline for a first down. Nice gain, and it's a really nice-looking offensive drive right now for the Seattle Seahawks.
Injured Seahawk offensive lineman Mason Richmond, 7th round pick last season. Mike Macdonald and the Seahawks lost their preseason opener to Dallas. They suffered a key injury during the joint practice here in Nashville on Friday. Wide receiver Jake Bobo out for the season.
Yeah, we saw him go down, and he's a tough guy. So when we saw how long it took for him to get back up, you know, the pain and frustration on his face, we knew it didn't look good. Mike Macdonald, John Schneider, both just equally distraught by that.
Richmond back up on his feet.
Yeah. Able to walk off on his own. That's always a good sign. Hopefully nothing serious. Remember Mike Macdonald, John Schneider, you know, we were talking with them, and you could tell they were trying to be nice, you know, and talk to us, but their mind was on Jake Bobo, and they just felt bad for him, right? Couldn't believe that he went down, out for the season. Now they have to find that 3rd, 4th wide receiver. That was already a hot contention position spot for the Seahawks. So we're going to see who's going to come out and, you know, make some plays and be consistent for the Seattle Seahawks offense.
From the 36, off the play fake, catch is made and is taken into the end zone by Arroyo for a Seahawks touchdown. 36 yards from Drew Lock to Elijah Arroyo.
So I mentioned that's a good-looking drive. Now just take a look at Arroyo and his outside release. You're watching now the defense, as I talked about, the run game. All the linebackers, they suck up in the run game. The safety, he misses the coverage. He goes out with the wide receiver. It leaves Arroyo wide open down the seam. And Drew Lock, he's not going to miss that, man. That's a veteran. He sees the wide open tight end. Nice play, nice execution, nice-looking drive for Seattle.
There's Jason Myers, who set a Super Bowl record with 5 successful field goals. Myers adds the extra point. Ward, second-year quarterback. Tony Pollard, 1,000-yard rusher each of the last 4 seasons, takes the handoff, 2 with Dallas, and the last 2 with the Titans. And Pollard, with a nice run, picks up.
He knew that he had to be better, and he was that last half of the season. And got to see who's down for the Seattle Seahawks, but Cam Ward was really honest about himself, his performance, and then he's going to improve this year. I'm really excited to see how he does.
Started all 17 games as a rookie.
And it looks like Bud Clark is the one that's going to go down. There's Bud Clark in the center of the screen, and might have gotten rolled up on by one of his players, and immediately calling for the training staff.
Rookie 2nd round pick out of line to send their best wishes to the rookie Bud Clark. And we've touched on some of the injury issues. Charbonnet coming off the torn ACL.
Yep.
They lost Bobo on Friday. This is the 2nd injury in today's game, and they hope to have Nick Eamon-Warried back early in the regular season.
Yeah.
He's coming off an injury as well. Had a terrific rookie season for Seattle.
Yeah, and it was actually a point of emphasis for Mike Macdonald, trying to find that 3rd corner that they can use interchangeably. And if you've seen Mike Macdonald's defense, you know, Devin Witherspoon, as great as he is, he's only one guy. They can put him outside, they can put him inside. They need help, though. Josh Jobe is on the other side. They need that guy that's going to be another nickel/safety position. And right now, the guys are going down quickly.
2nd down and 1 to give to Pollard. And Pollard picks up a Tennessee Titans 1st down.
Take a look at the offense last year. 30th, right? Not good. We know it wasn't good at all. And coach got fired mid-season, but that has been a point of emphasis for Brian Daboll. If you've ever been around Brian Daboll's offenses with the Buffalo Bills, even and then playing out of that and being a unique offense.
Titans empty the backfield, and the pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson, who played for Daboll in New York with the Giants. over 90 receptions in New York for Robinson each of the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, take a look at Cam Ward's eyes. What you're going to see for Tennessee Titans fans is a lot of Wan'Dale Robinson connecting with Cam Ward. They see the field the exact same way.
2nd and 5. Pass intended for the first-round pick out of Ohio State, 4th overall, Carnell Tate.
That was a nice job. Carnell Tate trying to get separation. He's going to go up and then out. Got to give Noah Igbenegani a nice job staying square, forcing him to the sideline. Just couldn't come up with the throw, with the catch, excuse me. Carnell Tate's been having a great camp, though. You can see the reason why he was drafted so high. Very athletic, very explosive.
So they add Wan'Dale Robinson. They draft Tate. Calvin Ridley on the field, coming off an injury-plagued season. First down and more into Seattle territory. Pollard finally shoved out of bounds by DeAnthony Bell. So Cam Ward connecting with Pollard. Catch and run of 33 yards.
And what I like about this is Cam Ward is just taking what the defense is giving him. It's a swing pass. The linebacker got picked by his own defensive player, and then Tony Pollard is off to the races on the outside. Really like that Cam Ward can get that first down.
From the Seahawks 40, Ward steps up, fires downfield, incomplete. He was looking for Tate.
That one overthrown just a little bit, but it was such a great conversation we had with Cam Ward, right? He was very, very frank, very candid with us about his first year, and then I asked him, what are we going to see from Cam Ward's second year? And he told us, I'm going to take what the defense gives me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay ahead of the chains, stay in the green, as he and Dabo like to call it.
2nd and 10. Ward looking, can't find anyone. Under pressure, throws to the far sideline. That's the second-year receiver out of Stanford, Alec Ayermatter. Caught 41 balls last season.
And there's Brian Dable. We had now it's a matter of putting it together, getting the language right, the terminology, have that offensive line protect for Cam Ward, and give him this opportunity right here. Set the protection, get the team in the right offensive play, and then execute.
3rd down and 7 for Ward and the Titans looking for Ayermatter with Andre Fuller defending. Rookie 7th-round pick out of Toledo.
Coverage. I know the fans are booing, but this is one-on-one. You basically have no help, right? It's a single high safety. The safety will never get there, and he did not panic. Oh, he might have gotten there a little early, right? Face guarding, but hey, I'm on the linebacker. I'm telling him.
So here's Joey Sly. This will be a 55-yard attempt. Last week he made 3 from 50-plus in a win over San Francisco. Back home. White back deep along with Henderson for Seattle.
Liked what I saw from Cam Ward. Liked what I saw from that offense. Of course, Seattle had that one busted coverage, but they took advantage and got a field goal.
Henderson hesitated. And then took it out. Hit hard after crossing the 20. Sucks. From the 21. Block handing it off to Wright. And he's bottled up behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's Marcus Harris coming up, and you can tell this is a first-team defense for the Tennessee Titans. Jeff Simmonson's out there, their stars are there, and they clearly were not happy with the performance in the first series. Get the safety up there quickly, closes it, makes a nice tackle for loss. Now has the Seattle Seahawks behind the chains. Here you can blitz a little bit. I know they're going to be basic. It's preseason, but you still want to see them perform.
Block 4 for 4 on the opening drive. Under pressure. Able to get rid of it. Eric Sorbert, veteran of 9 NFL teams, makes the catch. Back up tight end.
And this is what you like to see, the leaders stepping up. As I said, that first series was not a good one. So now Jeff Simmons, one of the best defensive tackles, if not the best defensive tackle in the NFL, getting in there, getting pressure on Drew Lock. So you can see it's not about the play calling, it's the intensity. Right now, the intensity starts to pick up. The quarterback, they're going to show why they're a new and improved defense.
3rd down and 9 for Seattle. Let's get to the 31 for a first down. Locke will take off. And Locke crosses the 30.
Ooh, he got it, Kenny.
Has a Seahawks first down.
Yeah, it looked like the Seahawks or the Titans thought that he might just slide. Instead, he knew exactly where he needed to go. Nice run. You can tell he's already looking, seeing the blocking, and then he's like, all right, how much do I need to go to get in? Bam, bam. Take the shot, get the first down. Nice job, Drew Lock.
Locke now in his 8th season. He started 28 regular season games as Sam Darnold looks on from the sideline. Locke with the Broncos. Brian Dable with the Giants back in 2024. On first down, he hands it off to Wright, found a big hole, and Wright will take it all the way for a Seahawks touchdown, 69 yards.
Blockers, they go, pull. Linebackers don't get over, and he runs right up the teeth of that Titans defense. That is exactly what you want to see if you're a Seahawks offense. You don't have Kenneth Walker.
Some of the players left the sideline. Players not in uniform went out onto the field and joined in on the celebration.
Yeah. Automatic flag. I like their excitement. They could kind of just wait until he gets to the sideline and cheer. Celebrate with him, but that was a good-looking touchdown, Kevin.
So the extra point attempt from 48 yards out is no good. And Beatty, rookie out of Illinois, back deep for the Titans. And he takes it out from 2 yards deep. Beatty across the 25. We head down to Megan with Sam Darnold.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Sam, a lot of offense this game already. No one seems to be happier than you and
banner come down opening day, so like there's little things that you gotta compartmentalize a little bit, when things come up. But at the end of the day, like our team's so good about locking in on the things that we need to get ready for this season, and that's just what we're doing here, guys. But we have a lot of good guys that like the rookie running back Darian Price has been showing up a lot in camp so far. So we just got a lot of good weapons, and it's fun for me to be able to utilize those guys. And then our offensive line, they just continue to work and do everything that they can to make us better as an offense.
Speaking of continuing to work, Coach McDonald just praised your evolution from last season into this one. He said,
strengthen my weaknesses a little bit, and then strengthen even my strengths. So, but yeah, it's been a great offseason that way, and just excited to kick it off here pretty soon.
What would those weaknesses be, Sam?
I think for me, like just moving in the pocket, I feel like when I get to 1 and 2 in the progression, I'm pretty solid. But when I get to, just have that great combination of stuff that he's done the last couple years in San Francisco, and things that I've done in the past, and things that other guys have done in the past as well.
Who is standing out to you in this camp offensively that you just think is doing a great job so far?
I got to shout out Montori Foster. I feel like has been having a
good luck this season. Thanks, Kenny. I'll throw it back to you guys.
Thanks, Megan. Great job by the Seahawks defense stopping Tajay Spears on 4th down. So Locke and the Seattle offense back on the field, and this pass is picked off. There is a flag. Kevin Winston coming up with the interception, but we will check in with Clete Blakeman. Looks like Cordell Flott.
Contact. Defense number 18. He's 5 yards from the previous spot. First down, Seattle.
Flott coming over from the Giants.
So the illegal contact happened before the throw. He's looking back right now. Kevin Winston makes the play, but that flag, there's Cordell Flott up top, and there's the legal contact. Man, I've seen a lot worse. That was a little ticky-tack.
Here's Velus Jones. With us here in Nashville, just to our right, is the great Mike Pereira.
Well, to me, the contact really ends at about 5 yards, and you look for a healthy 5, meaning 6 yards downfield. If you get that far, you got to let him go.
At his hands, let go after 5 yards.
Second down at 13. Locke swings it out. This is right. By the way, getting back to Megan's terrific interview with Sam Darnold.
Yes.
How many people get to say that it was the best day of their life?
50. Now, he was very particular on his 3rd and 4th reads, getting his feet correct, right? And we'll talk about that a little bit after this play.
Wins the Super Bowl February 8th, married April 3rd, as this play is blown dead.
And then all he can think about is, how can I get better?
Offense number 87. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Montori Foster Jr., one of those receivers that Darnold has been very impressed with during training camp and preseason.
Yeah, he's going to the sideline now, but he's going to be one of those guys, if he makes the team, that Sam Darnold is going to have to get his feet right, get to that 3rd or 4th progression. And it was very interesting just talking with him, because he was talking about, you know, it was almost bittersweet. Didn't play to his standards, so he was happy that they won, but not satisfied, right, by his performance.
3rd down and 16. This is Henderson. Manuel Henderson, 2nd-round pick out of Kansas.
And so with Sam, it was interesting because you would think that he'd have
missed the extra point from this exact distance after the penalty.
Last time.
He connects from 48. This time.
I felt like you put the Kenny G on it. I'm looking and saying, all right, now you got to really change the mentality, because in preseason, it's not about the X's and O's.
Pass intended for the tight end, Gunnar Helm. Flag on the play.
Holding, offense number 51. 10-yard penalty, replay, 1st down.
That's the center, Austin Schlottman. Played for Brian Daboll in New York.
Yes, and he came over when that intensity so far.
1st down and 20 following the penalty. Pass over the middle, caught by another ex-New York Giant, tight end Daniel Bellinger.
And these are the guys that are coming over. They're also going to bring some of that culture, right? They want Daboll, Robert Saleh. They want to have some of their guys in the building, understand what it is to play, practice their way.
2nd down and 12. Ward complete. Spears. Nice tackle made by DeAnthony Bell as we hit a half-minute remaining in this 1st quarter.
And so you see what I mean. The defense isn't complicated. We know Mike McDonald can get very again with this defense, I should say. It's just guys making plays, getting off blocks, making tackles when they're supposed to.
3rd down and 8 for Ward and the Titans. Flag is thrown. Calvin Ridley, the intended receiver.
From Mike Pereira agreeing with me, so when the great Mike agrees with me, I know I'm good.
Here's Ward with the flip. Spears stopped just shy of midfield as the 1st quarter comes.
With the Jets, didn't play as well because it's hard to deliver that message to all the players.
First play of the 2nd quarter. Ward stripped from behind. Chaz Surratt made the play. And the ball rolled out of bounds.
Nice hustle. Chaz Surratt not giving up on the play. Cam Ward thought he had much more time than he did. And he's very fortunate. That ball was just whacked out of his hands and able to go out of bounds.
Third down and 7 for Ward and the Titans. Trailing by 13. Ward under pressure. Ward still looking. And now he throws wide open. Gunnar Helm, the tight end.
And you just want to take a look at the pressure coming from the outside, collapsing the pocket. Nice job by Cam Ward. As soon as he gets out of the pocket, now he
The
throws
rule
it.
that Helm did not
And
get
then let's
both feet
see
down.
if, oh, he didn't. You're right, Kenny. Let's take a look again. Cam Ward sees it, uses that big arm of his. And I mean, Helm, nope. He's got to have awareness on the sideline. You got to be able to drag that toe.
Townsend punts it into the end zone. Seahawks offense back out onto the field. They have
Between the tackles, and they're frankly just testing the Titans' toughness right now.
Wright to carry on first down, gains a yard. Cartier Wright with the 69-yard touchdown run on the Seahawks' second possession of the night.
And as I said, this is very encouraging for the Seattle Seahawks. Understanding that they want to establish that run game, they do that. We already know about the weapons that they have on the outside. They're not playing today, but you look at a really, really challenging offense when you can establish a run game, especially when it's between the tackles.
Second down and 9 for Locke and the Seahawks. Locke swings it out, coming back to make the catch is Wright. Megan asked Sam Darnold about the new offensive coordinator in Seattle. There he is, Brian.
Aside. Ever since then, he's been with the offense. Now he's the offensive coordinator. Interestingly, right, he was a quarterback his whole life. Then was told, go play deep, go coach defense. Became the youngest defensive coordinator in college football in 2006. Switched back over to the offensive side. So it tells you what kind of mind he has. He's just a good coach all around. And I know that Mike McDonald's really happy to have him here, build this offense, and really just create a Seahawks style of offense, right? That's what they're looking for.
That's Ricky White, gained 16.
The 49ers, not when they play, obviously, but he owes a lot of his coaching experience to Kyle Shanahan.
Here's Wright, looks like a face mask.
Yeah, definitely.
3 flags thrown.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Defense number 7. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
That's Femi Oladejo. Grab the face mask of Wright.
Ooh.
All the highs because he had to hire his offensive coordinator.
Real football. See ya.
Locke's pass was deflected and then caught by Brady Russell. He left last week's game at halftime because his wife went into labor.
Yes, he did. He did. Congratulations, Brady. And going back to Mike McDonald, remember he said that it was actually even tougher because he wasn't going to hire any of his in-house coaches, right? And so he said he didn't feel like they just won the Super Bowl. He has to tell these guys, sorry, we're not going to hire you. We're going to bring in someone from the outside. Goes and interviews Brian Fleury, and now here we are with this offense that's been doing really well under his regime.
Locke's pass intended for Arroyo, broken up by Cedric Crane.
And I liked his position because he's a tight end with speed. We've seen a lot of these guys over the years, and because he's a Miami guy, you know I got to reference my Jimmy Grahams of the world, my Greg Olsons of the world.
After the play, we have unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 33.
New set of downs for Drew Lock and the Seahawks. From the Tennessee Titans, 29-yard line. With Russell leading the way. Taken to the 28-yard line by Wright. Wright with one of the 2 Seattle touchdowns. The Seahawks offense, of course, last season, huge year. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 119 receptions. NFL Offensive Player of the Year. There's Locke, pump fake. And now he gets rid of it. And it's Russell who makes the catch.
And you think about the offense, last grasp of how to execute in the running game, how to utilize the talent, and then open it up for, obviously, his best player, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
3rd down and 7 to the end zone. The diving catch, it's ruled incomplete. Montori Foster attempting to make a spectacular play. He thought he had it. Myers, 44-yard attempt, hit from 48 earlier. Myers' kick is no good. This
off-season, you really rely on the guys that have been there, the guys that are the highest paid guys, the studs on the team. They set the tempo. So I think this is the opportunity for when your culture gets to set in and you get to rely on that.
I 1,000% would agree. And I think back to when we won it, Drew Brees comes back, and he frankly reminds me of Sam Darnold. It was even keel. They're like, whoa, these guys just won a Super Bowl, right? Like, how can we be like them? It's not like, oh, I'm going to go out and do my thing. So the leaders had to step up, show what it is to be, for us, it was be a saint, right? Play like a saint. Exactly. And we had to do that, set the tone, set the example. And, you know, it's no secret, right? It's the hard work. It's the
a Super Bowl winning team has, where his mind doesn't have to be on the ones and twos because his culture's in place. They got things going. His mind's on the threes because they're trying to tighten everything up and get it ready for that stand.
Cody White lost the football.
Cody White lost it, yep.
That's what you want to see. A little jolt of energy.
Donald Ford at the bottom of the pile. And the Titans have recovered.
There you go.
Hey, along those lines, Julian, when we were at practice from the Seattle Seahawks that I noticed, and yeah, that is a clear drop of the punt, and you could explain that better. You go with the technicalities of how he dropped that.
Yeah, we're a team because of that.
And that, of course, would be Bill Belichick, head coach of the Patriots. From the 11-yard line, this is Carter. Now, speaking of the Patriots, Brian Daboll won 5 Super Bowl rings as one of Belichick's assistants. 2 with you. I know you had a chance to catch up with him Friday, again today. What do the Titans fans have to be excited about?
We're cracking jokes, but his IQ is also huge. He's also been around guys like Tom Brady. He helped develop Josh Allen. He's got a playoff win with Daniel Jones. He's got the merit. And so when he's talking to a young guy like Cam Ward, I guarantee he's looking at Coach Daboll saying, yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, we felt that in the interview.
1,000%.
That relationship has just started, but they are going to gel.
Cam to be willing to be coached hard. Yeah. You know, you got to put that ego aside. A lot of these guys have been making a lot of money. They got all the success in college.
Flag is thrown. Trubisky to the end zone. Touchdown. Xavier Restrepo. Now there is a penalty marker.
Quarterback, 90 guys are watching you every single day to see what you're bringing to the table. And that's something to get the Titans fans confident.
4th down and 14. The pass incomplete.
Let's say Robert Saleh said it best. He was like, there's no way a kid like him can fix
things that you have at the disposal to get this game right. I mean, now I understand why you guys do such a great job. I mean, you got everything. I got a guy right here. I mean, it's cool to experience.
Joey Slott from 33. I know you have to get back downstairs to Carissa at halftime. Thanks for spending a couple of minutes with us.
Kenny, thank you.
It was fun to watch those guys fly around.
Mike McDonald, the first head coach to win a Super Bowl while calling the defensive plays. Cody White on the return for Seattle.
About how playing for Seattle just reinvigorated your love of the game of football. So what did winning a Super Bowl do then?
Honestly, I think it kept it the same. We do a great job of keeping it fun here, keeping the competition high, and always tracing edges. We never get complacent as a team. Even though we won the Super Bowl last year, he allows us to have fun, and that's the reason why I say the love for the game is kind of reignited in myself. I'm sure a lot of the guys out here feel the same way. He does a great job of keeping this motto of being loose and focused in the building, and it means we're focused on the details of the play.
With the team, I see that big smile. You guys have been having a good time on the sideline. What's it like to have him back?
It's amazing to have him. I mean, he's year 13. He's one of the only guys older than me on the team right now, and somebody that I myself am still learning from in year 12. I feel like I'm a big part of the reason why he stayed, honestly. You could probably ask him. I try to recruit him and make sure that he stayed here this year. And I was like, hey, man, we have a chance to be a dynasty. Like, let's just keep rolling with this. And I'm really glad to have him.
Absolutely. And from veterans to, fresh talent on the team, who's maybe a guy or two that have stood out for you throughout this camp?
To me, somebody I've been saying all camp is Riley Mills. We drafted him while he was injured. You could tell that he was, honed in on the process. Even though he was injured, he was trying to take up as much knowledge as possible from the older guys, the veterans. Really able to contribute. He's just been looking outstanding this camp.
Leonard, before I let you go, you had a life-changing moment by becoming a Super Bowl champion. But then, in the spring, you became a dad to baby Zion as well. What has fatherhood meant to you?
I mean, it means everything to me. When you said life-changing moment, that's immediately what I thought about, because saying that he's football royalty, so I think he's got the genes to be, he's going to have what it takes.
Zion, that is very true, football royalty. Well, Leonard, we appreciate your time as always. Good luck to you this season. Thank you. Appreciate it. Guys,
Thanks, Megan. Leonard talking about the great genes. Dad is Leonard Williams. Grandpa.
His trajectory's gotten better every year, and now he's able to pass that on to the younger guys.
Baby's middle name is Lott. Zion Lott
Williams. Give him about, 15 years. We're going to be talking about him. D1 prospect, NIL, all that good stuff.
There you go. Chestnut makes the catch out of the backfield. Out to the 38-yard line. Gain of 17. And he was with Brian Daboll in Buffalo. They worked together
for a year there, correct?
In one season.
That's right.
This is Chestnut who picks up the first down. And Daboll telling us the other day, Trubisky valuable.
On Friday, that was a lot of fun. He got to see Daboll. We're catching up.
Great to hear his explanation on that punt. Talk about what Bill Belichick taught him when he started returning punts for the Ring. Robert Julian was a quarterback in college at Kent State. And then became a wide receiver in the NFL. As well as a punt returner, jack of all trades for the Patriots. Won 3 Super Bowls. Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, see, I remember his predecessor. It was better than Wes Welker for, 10 years?
Wes Welker 2.0.
Yes.
Welker now coaching in the league.
That's a nice job slipping the block, getting in on the tackle. They're really vying for that third cornerback position. Nehemiah Pritchett is the one that makes that play in Seattle Seahawks defense.
Seahawks brought in the 2-time Pro Bowler Trayvon Diggs. Signed him this past week.
Yeah, they are really searching for that third cornerback spot.
Trubisky backpedaling off 4th down and 9. It's Iomatter. He makes the catch for a Tennessee first down. Gain of 14. 40 seconds on the clock. New set of downs from the Seattle 25. Trubisky rolling right. And it's complete. Chimere Dike.
If you're not going to be the starter or the guy at your main position.
Trubisky on 2nd down. Pass incomplete. He was looking for Michael Carter Jr. Who played for Robert Saleh with the Jets, and then
a little bit more than that first team.
The battle for roster spots on both sides at every position. Surratt brings down Chestnut.
And the reason I say that is because you can see the difference in the two teams, right? There's the Super Bowl.
Joey Sly now 3 for 3. Accounting for all.
Everyone on the field, and he particularly loved the way the veterans were getting into this game. In fact, he really smiled at me and he said, it kind of starting to feel like us again. Guys?
All right, thanks, Megan. They are the defending Super Bowl champions.
I like that. It was not about the X's and O's, just the attitude, the intensity. And Mike Macdonald, he is a big proponent of that, right? He even talked about when he was interviewing Brian Fleury, they didn't talk a lot about X's and O's and scheme. He just wanted to know, can he create an offense that's going to fit the personality?
Will Levis, in a quarterback for the Titans to begin this third quarter. Pass incomplete. He was looking for Oliver. Bryce Oliver off to the Titans sideline. Third down at 7. Levis, third quarterback of the game for Tennessee. Down he goes.
And that's Jamie Sheriff coming in from that right side. And that is what you don't want to see from the third-team quarterback, Will Levis. Two things we noticed immediately from Cam Ward and from Mitch Trubisky. They got the ball out quickly. If it wasn't there, you hit your check down. If not, throw the football away. Will Levis goes in. He holds onto the football too long, gives up a sack. So those are the types of plays when you're trying to figure out, all right, who's going to make the team? Do they understand the offense, etc.? You look and you say, are you performing the way that we need you to, the way that the 1s, the 2s are performing? If not, we can't keep you.
Rashad Rochelle had a 52-yard punt return last week. Not so much this time.
I think the game has evolved, and I think the rule changes this year. Rule changes very, very minimal. You can onside kick any time. Doesn't matter difference what the score
Still have
is,
to declare.
but you have to
Full
declare.
start.
So there's no such thing as
Offense number
surprise. But the
73.
first rule, I think,
5-yard penalty.
is before when there was a personal foul called or unsportsmanlike conduct. You know, replay could get involved if it was called and eject players. This
So includes a 15-yard penalty if that player gets ejected.
You know, originally it was proposed that there wouldn't be penalty yardage, but then at the vote at the owners' meeting, the club said, no, we want the penalty yardage enforced. So they added that. So, yes, it would create the 15-yard penalty.
And, Mike, the other new rule we saw in the graphic, in the event of it come out to the 25.
That's correct. Correct.
Second down at 14 for Milroe and the Seahawks.
There we go.
They love Milroe's speed.
That's what Mike Macdonald wants from him. Remember, Mike Macdonald comes from Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, and the way Lamar Jackson was set up, first be a pocket quarterback, right? Sam Darnold sits in the pocket. You have Drew Lock, second team. He sits in the pocket as well. So he wants to show the coaches, I can do this as well. But Mike Macdonald's like, man, use that athleticism. Take off, run, just play with your instincts.
They keep it on the ground on first down. Down the sideline, Velus Jones. Flag thrown. So we will hear from Cleve Blakeman once again.
Holding. Offense number 46. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this call. And actually, you know, the preseason is so important. And you're going to actually see that he actually went from behind.
How do the officials train during the offseason to get back into game shape?
Well, there's not really a lot of them for them to do. I mean, you know, you talk about should it be like full-time officials. I kind of always said, for what? What do they do? What can they do when there's no football being played other than the spring football, which they're really not.
Adjust to the speed of the game. It's the same thing for the officials, right? It takes a little bit to adjust to the speed before they get back into the swing of things.
It's actually unbelievable. I don't care if you come from the SEC or the Big Ten or whatever conference. The speed is unbelievable. I mean, when I first stepped on the field, I thought I was pretty.
You always bring up certain calls that might be an emphasis from the league, from the officiating department in that given season. What are they keeping an extra eye on this year?
I think it's illegal use of the helmet. I mean, that's part of the things that they're talking about at the owners' meeting. You know, there were only 3 called last year. Only 3.
All season.
All season. But there were 62 fines that were issued. So those are for fouls that weren't called on the field.
Right.
Now, it's interesting, over 70% of those fines were either reduced or rescinded. But that's one thing that they're looking at. They're going to want the officials to call it more on the field, which will maybe lead to less rescinding of the fine.
Gotcha.
2nd and 10 for Jalen Milroe and the Seahawks offense. Leading the Titans by 7. Pass over the middle, complete. Out to midfield. Anthony Hankerson. So, Mike, we know that you have the rule book memorized. But a typical official, how many times during the season are they going?
But it's only like 1% of a game. Everything else is pretty normal. But you get those fouls after change of possessions, fouls on each team, that becomes a little more complicated. But these guys that are on the field are really well versed in the rules.
And then how often do they get graded? Is it on that Monday right after the game? Is it every other week that they get graded?
No, how about every play? Every play starts on Monday. Okay. They go through or eventually the Super Bowl.
I was just going to ask that. So it becomes that crew, the best officiating crew, goes to the playoffs and the Super Bowl?
No, it's actually individual based.
Okay.
Back in my day, I advanced crews because I felt like teams advanced to the playoffs, and I felt I was not interested. May not make it
for the officials, just like players. As Dixon pumps it away, with the Seahawks leading 16-9. Mike, you're not going anywhere.
I'm not.
We'll continue the chat. Texas, big noon Saturday, September 5th on Fox. Will Levis handing it off to Chestnut. And you see number 79, there is a flag. Pat Coogan. So Blaine Fran.
Yeah, they did a great job. Well coached. You love to see what Cignetti has done with that program.
On 1st and 15, following the penalty, it is Chestnut out to the 16-yard line. Julius Chestnut now in his 5th season with the Tennessee Titans.
And that's where you want to see Skoronski. Nice run. You want to see Skoronski really help and lead this offensive line. They have a rookie right guard, Fernando Carmona, who everybody is really talking about, has come in. He's got the right attitude. Jeff Simmons says he's got that dog in him. And Skoronski is the guy that's going to help Carmona and really get him ready to play, because if those two can help out Cam Ward, not just in the passing game, in the run game as well, you're going to see a team that can control the clock, control the offense, control the ball. Then you start winning games, you start having success, and it's going to start with those two guys.
3rd down and 2. Chestnut picks up the first. And, you know, you were talking about Carmona.
Yeah.
And throughout training camp, he says, I really like him, and he never backs down.
At all. And then Jeff Simmons says he'll put a vet move on him and kind of switch it up intentionally, because he's trying to teach him that, hey, when you go against some of these better defensive tackles, especially in their division, one game they're going to give you one type of move, one type of rush. The next time they're going to switch it up on you. So you have to be ready for it and just adapt, right? Don't get mad, don't get frustrated. Just understand that this is how they're going to play you, especially because you're coming in as a rookie and trying to set the tone. They're going to try to take advantage of that.
Nice run for a first down by Michael Carter as he and Chestnut continue to rotate in the Titans backfield.
Yeah, they're looking for that 3rd running back, 4th running back. And, you know, Tony Pollard, he's always been Mr. Everything for them. We saw him not only in the run game, but also making nice catches out of the backfield. So they need someone that's going to be able to spell Pollard and give them real production.
Once again, this time it's Chestnut. Picks up a Tennessee first down across midfield, gain of 15.
Yeah, and I'm just frankly liking this whole side right here. Just watch the way that they come off the football. Bam, they're pushing out, kicking out their defenders. They can't make the tackle, and all of a sudden you're starting to watch these running backs. They're not getting touched until they're 5-7 yards down the field. That is really nice blocking up front.
They keep it on the ground once again with Chestnut. Another first down. But a flag is thrown. 2 penalty markers.
Man, I thought J.R. Singleton had Chestnut in the backfield. He swam the guard. Looked like he was going to make the play. He doesn't. And then, of course, you have the holding penalty on the other side.
That's on the wideout, Mason Kinsey.
There's Mason Kinsey. And as I said, there's J.R. Singleton. Oh, gets stiff arm. Nice job, Chestnut, making that guy miss. And then there was a clear hold by Kinsey on the outside. You know, I just don't try to control the narrative anymore. Right? I just go out there, I coach, I want to get with the guys and make sure that we have a good team.
Another flag.
And, you know, referencing his Jets days, right?
Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. We play first down.
Went back to San Francisco last year as defensive coordinator for Kyle Shanahan, and then when he was hired,
the dynamics can work is that you have a supportive wife where she's able to handle the kids while he's handling the football on the field. Nice coverage.
Pass broken up by Michael Dansby, 7th-round pick by the Seahawks out of Arizona.
Like Dansby, and just watch the way that he's going to cover. I'm glad that he doesn't give up on the play. He's covered and he's still watching, and frankly surprised that the ball's thrown his way. So gets a nice pass breakup. Will Levis trying to throw into that tight coverage.
Prior 2 years, 2023 and 24. Levis swings it out. Joel Wilson, backup tight end. Stopped just shy of the 40.
Control of his narrative, right? He doesn't try to worry about what's going on, what the media is saying, but he's going to make sure that his team sees a guy that's the same every time, win, lose, or draw.
Levis fires downfield, double coverage. The pass incomplete. It's headed for Bryce Oliver. Good to see Oliver back on the field. He was shaken up earlier.
Yeah, and Will Levis is lucky that this ball wasn't intercepted. I mean, he throws it into double coverage. I mean, that's phenomenal coverage. Dansby looked like he almost misjudged the ball. He could have kept going and got that interception. They're trying to look for a flag, but I don't see it. I saw good defense, both sides. They're all looking for the football, and sometimes I think the offensive guys forget that the defensive players have a right to the football as well. If you're looking back for the football, you can make a play on it just like they did there, and if you bump, you bump. It doesn't mean it's an interference.
There's Rochelle, the rookie out of Indiana State, and that big return last week. Upended at
teams. That's one thing Coach Sala preached us when he first got here, is being fast and violent, and you can see the shift that we take mentally each and every day when we're inside that building.
When you speak about team, I know you and the receiving core, you got together in Miami. He's going to help you win games this season. What do you like the most about working with him so far?
He's a great contested ball catcher. He wins the man coverage. He's very savvy. He's smart. He's good off the line versus press. So we're going to continue to build our connection. I got to put the book. I got to put the ball, in his radius. He will get his hands on it. He's going to catch it.
Excellent. Well, listen.
This is Anthony Hill.
That was tremendous coverage. Anthony Hill sitting right there, middle linebacker. He goes over. Jalen Milroe just whiffs. He didn't see him. He just goes. He tried to move him with his eyes. It didn't work, and still threw the ball anyway. And that's one thing that Mike McDonald's been talking about with Jalen Milroe. Don't try and force the ball. You don't need to. You're so athletic that if you don't feel comfortable with Heisman Trophy candidate in the first half of the season, kind of fell off a little bit, but the ability is still there. Don't overthink it, Jalen Milroe. Just use your ability, use your instincts, and play.
Will Levis picks up a first down with his legs. Gain of 11.
And that's what Will Levis needs to do, right? Will Levis has been holding, but in doing so, you're actually hurting yourself and your production to be a quarterback for the team.
From the Seahawks 27, it's Levis again.
Levis again on the carry.
Yeah, Kenny, so we take a look back at Cam, and I know Dabo's going to talk to him about that tomorrow.
Toss to Deotis Johnson. Speaking of Cam Ward and Daboll and their relationship, they actually met prior to the 2025 draft when Daboll was the head coach of the Giants, who had the 3rd and 25th picks. Cam Ward, of course, selected first overall. Giants took Abdul Carter third. Jackson Dart with the number 25 pick.
Yeah.
And Daboll loves Ward's competitiveness, his toughness. He said he has the right mindset to play for me.
Yeah, we should talk about how extensive the due diligence was from Daboll and Cam Ward. He actually went down to University of Miami where he wanted to watch film with Cam Ward, talk to Coach Cristobal, talk to his offensive coaches. He wanted to know not only the knowledge, but the character of Cam Ward. Loved everything about him. Didn't get him. He went number 1, and now here they are, and they both said nothing has changed.
12 men on the defense were on the field at the time of the snap. The 5-yard penalty will replay third down.
Well, they call them the 12s in Seattle, but those are the fans. Tried to get a 12-man.
He expected a standard or way of playing, and that's what Mike McDonald wants right now.
Levis brought down back at the 25 by Connor O'Toole, who had a sack earlier tonight.
Yeah, take a look at Connor O'Toole. You talk about not worrying about the scheme. Just watch how he just goes and runs right through everybody, right? It doesn't matter what the play is. He blows the whole thing up, takes on the block, takes on everybody, and gets the tackle for loss. And that's what I mean by it doesn't matter the play call. Mike McDonald wants you to go hard. That is O'Toole, Connor O'Toole, doing a nice job understanding what it is to just go out there and be reckless.
Titans sent out Joey Sly in the field goal unit. Third quarter comes to an end here in Nashville, Tennessee. NFL on Fox. Seahawks by 7. They now lead 16-12. Start from the 35-yard line. This is Anthony Hankerson. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons at Oregon State. Diabate made the tackle for Tennessee.
First thing I want is for Jalen Milroe to have short-term memory. He threw that interception. That's done. Series is over. It is what it is. I want to see him come out. Yeah, they're running the football a little bit more, but I want to see him be able to go through his progressions and go quickly. And even if that means it's only the first 2 progressions and run as opposed to trying to go through all 4.
Milroe throws, and a flag is thrown.
Well, that was a nice pass by Milroe. I mean, wasn't good, obviously, on the catch, but
Holding defense, number 31. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's on Bishop Fitzgerald, rookie out of USC.
it's going to be right there, left side of the screen.
12 to 42. Handoff, Hankerson. Gain of 4. Out to the 46-yard line. Seahawks won a franchise record 14 games a season ago. They won their last 7 in the regular season under Sam Darnold, and then 3 in the postseason. That 10-game win streak started right here in Nashville with a 30-24 win over the Titans on November 23rd. They outscored their opponents in the postseason 101-46. Did not commit a turnover in the 3 postseason games. Milroe's pass incomplete. Intended for Ricky White.
There was a debate near the end of the season whether it was the Rams or the Seahawks playing the best football. No, they obviously end up meeting up and the Seahawks win, but they were clearly on a collision course, right? The Rams, we had called their games a couple times late in the season. They looked phenomenal. Now that did it twice late in the season, right? Once in the regular season, then in the playoffs. So you would hope that Mike McDonald learned anything from that, keep the same, I guess, schedule for his team so that they can peak at the right time.
Number 1, it's a 5-yard penalty, so third down.
First division all time.
It's different when you walk into the building. You feel it. You feel the utmost energy when you walk into the building. Guys excited to come to work. Guys excited to go to practice. And I say that, man, this has been the hardest camp I've been through in 8 years of my career. This is year 8 for me, and you know, on the body, the mind. It's like, you know, and that's what he wants. You know, he talk about it. He talk about how hard training camp's gonna be. I didn't believe it until I got through. I'm going through it, but man, the way he's making sure that we attack the days has been unbelievable. The way after the practice, when we're going to a regen day, we lifting hard as hell. Sorry, but it's just the mindset that he bringing, the fast and violent, be the most physical team out there, and we living by it.
And he's a defensive-minded head coach. He talked about your intensity. I mean, we see it. Your snaps in practice or in a game, you are an intense guy. How would you assess what you and the defensive unit were able to do out there today?
I wouldn't say that run, especially that big run, that's not our identity. We have to be run, fit, sound. Everyone need to be where they need to be. Then the busted coverage, that's not us. And them the type of thing we talk about, eliminate big plays. And, we'll come back and fix that. Outside of them 2 plays right there, I felt like we were doing a pretty good job of stopping the run, especially before that big run. But, shout out to these guys who are in right now. They holding it down. Especially the young buck just got an interception. That's the type of things you look for, especially late in the fourth quarter in the preseason game. Guys to finish the game off the right way.
Got some young bucks on your side that have impressed you as well. Who are some guys that you really looked towards in camp and said they're having a great performance?
It sucks that he ended up getting hurt, but I felt like our young buck and our real catcher fault was coming along really good. It was a good play. Yeah, I feel like Catcher Fall was coming along really well. Even Cedric Gray, still a young player who really taking the next step of learning. Him and James Williams, we saw today how James Williams flying around. And then down the other side of the ball, the rookie guard, Kimona, have a lot of confidence in him. They've been able to go against him through training camp and give him a couple of things that I see with him that'll help him go against some of the other good defense tackles in the league. So I'm excited for all our young guys to be taking the next step of they not practicing and playing like young guys right now. That's what we need.
They have a great veteran to learn from. Jeffrey, we appreciate your time as always. Best of luck to you this season. Thank you so much. Kenny, I'll throw it back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Megan. Great to hear from the 4-time Pro Bowler. 11 sacks last season for Jeffrey Simmons, led all NFL defensive tackles. And when we asked his head coach, Robert Saleh, about him, he said, when Jeffrey Simmons speaks, everyone listens.
Yeah, he called it back to, and he remembers being with Mike Vrabel, head coach, and Derrick Henry running the football. So he's saying, I know what it's like to be there. I know what it is to be at the top of the top, and they were a win away from getting to the Super Bowl. And so he wants to see that come back. And so when he talks and he's speaking from a place of, I've been there, guys. We need to get back to it, and not just the players, organization. Help us out with the right coaches. Help us out by getting some free agents in here. They've done that so far, so now it's a matter of the team putting it together and then going out and winning games. So really excited to see what Jeffrey Simmons and that defense does this season.
They lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game.
Yep.
This rookie season, now in year 8. Curtis Johnson to the Seahawks 36-yard line.
Right, and think about some of the coaches that he has, right? Dable is one. Gus Bradley with the Legion of Boom, right? He was there in Seattle. Robert Saleh, the same thing. So all the people around him are people that have experienced success the way he did his first year, and now they're working to get back to it. So it's going to be that culture we're talking about. When Robert Saleh, Dable, they bring over players from their former teams so that the message can be delivered and they can win games.
Pass from Levis, incomplete. Looking for Restrepo. We've talked about the new logo, the new jerseys, the new coaches, the new players. This is their last season at the current Nissan Stadium. The new stadium just to the east side of this one.
Right.
Will open next season.
How do we wait till the fourth quarter to talk about that? You're right.
It will host Super Bowl 64 in February of 2030. So a new stadium coming as well.
Yeah, it's literally right next door to the current stadium. But when we drove by it, gorgeous is not, it's an understatement, right? It's big, it's beautiful, modern. I mean, it's everything you want in a winning organization or aspiring to be a winning organization.
Penalty marker following the carry by Carter.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask, defense number 35. Penalties half the distance to the goal line. First down, Tennessee.
They're going to be on the left side of the screen.
Levis lobs one up. And it's caught by the tight end, Wilson. As we take you across the street.
The stadium, you see more development going on. It's really just going to be the epicenter of Nashville. It's going to be really, really nice.
On second down, it's Johnson. Down to the Seattle 7.
They're giving the fans hope, Kenny. Giving the fans hope. New coaching, put a lot of money into the players, new stadium. I mean, everything says that the Titans are going to be a team to contend with in the next few years. And, you know, you always hope that for these teams and that they'd have success. So it's just a matter of putting it together on the field, start believing in each other, and execute.
There's Johnson. He's taken down from behind by Bubba Thomas.
Execution from the offense. I'm sure it's just going to be a basic play, but it's just a matter of can the offense execute or not.
4th down and 2. Levis will pick up the first down.
That's a nice call, Brian Davis.
First and goal for the Titans from the Seahawks 3. Johnson to the end zone, touchdown.
Titans have now taken the lead. Will Levis looked like he's calmed down a little bit before. He was trying to make that amazing play. Now he's just playing within the system, and you just watch the way that the running back's able to just stay on his track. When a running back doesn't have to do anything in the backfield, you know, stop, stutter, change direction, that means that the offensive line is coming off on their blocks. They're doing a nice job. They're reaching.
First lead for the Titans tonight.
Field. Simmons said the team was all in. They will do anything they can to show Johnson and Shaw they are behind them all the way in this fight against ALS.
Next, Megan, our former Fox Sports colleague Tim Green, also battling ALS. He has done tremendous work to help raise awareness and to raise funds for ALS.
We think we're tough because we're out there and hit each other at full pads, etc. But to be able to be the same guy every day, to be able to be a force, a presence, a leader for not only the former teammates, but his family, and be present and still have the right frame of mind. I mean, that's a different level of toughness. So Steve Gleason, he's taught me what it is to be a real man. And so my heart goes out to Chris Johnson, Tim Shaw. I know that they're going to be setting the example as well for their families and for their friends.
Steve Gleason involved in one of the most iconic plays in the history of the New Orleans Saints.
The welcome back to the Dome, that's correct. Punt blocked versus the Atlanta Falcons. I wasn't on the team at the time, but we all watched that.
3rd down and 5 for Noro and the Seahawks. Pass is complete for a first down and more down the sideline, and finally forced out of bounds, Ricky White. This one's coming back, another flag.
Pass interference, offense, number 86. 10-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
That's on White, who caught the pass. Offensive pass interference.
Defender, but we're going to see more of those.
3rd down and 15. Pass caught about 3 yards shy of the marker by Julian Hicks. Spent some time with the Green Bay Packers. Brought in this past week by Seattle. You see the graphic, no overtime in the preseason. It is a 3-point game. For those of you who may have been wondering,
you got way too excited. you got to bring it down a notch.
I was just anticipating your reaction. There was a tie game last week. Colts and the Patriots, 13 all. No OT.
See, that's where you just take off and run. Right? There's no need for him to take that sack. Just go. It's Jalen Milroe, and nice job defensively.
Truman Jones and Mahmoud Diabate.
And then he said, all right, I'm going to build around you. I'm going to spend the money on the players. I'm going to bring in the talent. And then we're going to allow you to go and do exactly what we know you can do, because everyone raved about Mike Macdonald. And there are a bunch of teams that actually passed on him only for the fact that he was a defensive coach. And to Mike Macdonald. And because of that, he's able to now relate to the team. John Schneider called him vulnerable, right? And the team respects that he's genuine, he's sincere, he's transparent, and then he does something that's a little different than other coaches. Instead of going out and getting a coach that has given him a lot of troubles, right? There's always the coach that says, I want the coach from that defense that gave me a lot of problems. Instead, he said, I want my offense to look a certain way, and I want a coach that knows how to build the offense to make it look like the way I want it, as opposed to just going and hiring a guy. And that's how he ends up with Brian Fleury. Brian Fleury wasn't necessarily the guy singing everyone's praises like, you gotta have him because he's going to give you 50 points a game. He's just a guy that he knew can build that offense to make it the Seahawks offense. So whether it's Brian Fleury, somebody else, they'll get in there and they'll run it the way that he wants.
There's Fleury up in the coach's box. Mike Macdonald, the third youngest head coach to win a Super Bowl at the age of 38. Only Sean McVay and Mike Tomlin were younger than Macdonald when they won their Super Bowls.
And talking with him, you would have never thought that they won a Super Bowl, right? He was still livid about his third-team defense. Right. He was just couldn't even focus, right? And then he was so mad because of Jake Bobo, and then he got injured, etc. We're trying to talk to him about the past, and there's John Schneider right next to Mike Macdonald in the screen, and we're trying to talk to him about the Super Bowl, etc. Man, he had moved on. He was so
right. He was so focused on what had just taken place.
Yes.
In the practice on Friday.
It's so far removed from that, and I bet John Schneider loves that, because it's not about what have you done, right? It's what have you done for me lately, and so he knows that he has a coach that's now translated that to his team that is ready to go for this season.
Booker the sneak on 4th and short. Seahawks defense says we stopped them.
Seahawks may be right. All right, I'm going to go with short. There we go.
Seahawks will take over on downs.
I just heard no confidence from the Titans O-line, right? All I kept hearing was short, short, short.
Seahawks in the process of being sold by the estate of the late Paul Allen to the Kostler family, who owned a minority share of the 49ers. The sale awaiting league approval.
Yeah. And clearly it doesn't affect Schneider, right? And as I did mention about being an independent thinker, you can then translate that also to the players, right? Because usually you have GMs, they get stuck in a system and they say, I want this guy that reminds me of a certain player from 10 years ago or 5 years ago, etc. They want this style of defense or this style of offense, etc. with those types of players. And he doesn't care about any of that, right? A good player is a good player. Whether you're 5'10" at that receiver spot or 6'5" at that receiver spot. And I mentioned that intentionally because he had Tyler Lockett, 5'10", and you had DK Metcalf. Nice interception.
Milroe's pass picked off by Derek Canteen. That's the second pick thrown by Jalen Milroe.
Yeah. I'm going to take a look at the receiver, what happened. Well, it doesn't seem like a quarterback who has any confidence. We're watching the defender back here, and then as he breaks out of the pocket, As yeah, you can see that his receiver starts leaning one way, he throws back the other way, and it's just not going to work. Emmanuel Henderson, he's going to try to go to the sideline and frankly help out Jalen Milroe. Instead, he throws it back over his body. And
defense back on the field. The handoff is Johnson. Under 3 minutes remaining, Titans lead by 3.
Very tough as usual. NFC South, it's been a crapshoot every season, always coming down to the wire.
Titans pick up a first down as Hooker connects with Tyron Montgomery.
That was a nice throw by Hooker. Right on time, right on the money.
So that will put an exclamation point on this one. Seattle out of timeouts.
Yes.
We will be in Detroit week 1 for the Lions and the Saints.
Saints right now dealing with some injuries. Alvin Kamara might not be playing. We got to see what happens, but I'm really excited for Tyler Shuck. Had a phenomenal last half of the rookie year. Might have been rookie of the year had he had more starts. And then, of course, the Detroit Lions. I can't call them a sleeper, right? The expectations were so high last year. They missed the playoffs. So are they on, like, you know, this revenge mode, or what are they going to do, right? So I'm really excited to see how they come out. Jared Goff and that offense, they've been phenomenal the past few years.
Seahawks, as the defending champs, will open the regular season on a Wednesday night against New England, Super Bowl rematch. Titans will begin the regular season against the Jets. Robert Saleh facing some of his former players. This will be the 7th consecutive preseason home win for Tennessee. They trailed 16-3. And they defeat the Seahawks tonight, 19-16. Titans go to 2-0 as the head coaches Saleh and McDonald get together. Seahawks have been here in Nashville since Thursday. The joint practice on Friday.
Yep.
They will head back out west.